Blending a desk setup into your living room requires careful thought, especially for me being a new father. My daughter needed her own room, so moving my second setup into the living room seemed necessary. However, by doing so, it never really fit the room, and to be honest, with my focus on recent projects and my desire to complete my creative studio, this setup has been somewhat overlooked. It ended up being more of a spare parts and storage desk, not quite suited for actual work when required. So if I was going to commit to a living room desk setup, I had to set a few rules. Number 1, functionality. It had to be 100% functional, nothing more and nothing less than I needed for working, gaming, and creating content. The second being room integration. The position had to work with the room, which raised the question, would it stay in the same spot or would I move it? And lastly, the aesthetic harmony. The color and the theme of the setup had to match my living space. So creating a desk area that naturally fits into the living room was essential. It had to be clutter-free and visually pleasing, ensuring a relaxed, inviting atmosphere for both my family and guests. I want to give a huge thank you to Elgato for being today's sponsor and for providing all the white gear you're about to see. Also, a special thanks to Pixio for providing the monitor and our friends at Flexispot for providing the desk. So today, I'm going to be sharing you the journey of creating a new desk setup from the ground up, aiming to offer insights that could help you on your own setup adventure. And of course, if you enjoy the content, make sure not only to subscribe, but share some love on all my other platforms. Let's get started. To start off this build, I went with the Flexispot E7 Pro desk that Flexispot was kind enough to send out. I've reviewed the desk before and currently am still using it for my creative studio, and I have absolutely no complaints. The model I chose features a white chipboard top measuring 60 by 24 inches, spacious enough for all my gear while maintaining a sleek profile to fit the room. The white frame of the desk complements the chipboard perfectly, creating a cohesive, clean look that's just right for the all-white theme of my living room setup. The assembly of the desk was surprisingly straightforward. The instructions provided were clear and easy to follow, making the process hassle-free. All the necessary tools and parts came neatly packaged, and each component fits together seamlessly. It took minimal effort and time to get the desk from the box to fully functional, which is great for anyone who isn't too handy with DIY projects. Overall, the simplicity of the assembly means you can have your new workspace ready in no time with no stress or confusion. The E7 Pro comes equipped with a cable management tray, which is incredibly useful for concealing cables. It also offers the convenience of saving up to 4 height presets, along with an extra USB port for charging phones or tablets as needed. However, one feature I'd love to see in this or any standing desk is an integration power option to supply power to all components, like monitors and computers. Until such a feature becomes standard, my workaround is to attach a power strip underneath the desk to ensure I have sufficient power for all my devices. Now, the core of this setup is going to be the Pixio PXC348C, a 34-inch ultrawide monitor with a 1440p resolution, 144Hz refresh, and 1 millisecond response time and HDR capabilities, making it perfect for gaming and video editing. To enhance the monitor look, I've mounted it on the white Mount Pro monitor arm, ensuring a clean look with the cable raceways and optimal viewing angle from the hydraulic arm. Again, I do have to give a special shout out to Pixio for sending this out for review, so stay tuned and subscribe to see that video here soon. For the PC, I have an AMD 5600X CPU, Asus ROG Strix 3070 GPU, 32GB of Vengeance Corsair RAM, all on the N7B550 NZXT white motherboard, housed in the sleek Height Y60 white case. This combination not only delivers top-tier performance, but also aligns beautifully with the setup aesthetic. Peripherals are a key in both functionality and aesthetics for any desk setup. The Mighty Setup's felt mousepad is the foundation of this selection. It's got that classic, clean design and provides an understated yet professional feel, with the Mighty Setup's logo discreetly placed in the corner. For the keyboard, I've gone with the Cooler Master CK720, a standout in white and silver that fits seamlessly with the setup's theme. What sets this keyboard apart, besides its hot swappable capability, is the media knob. To complement this, the keyboard will be paired with the Cooler Master coiled cable, adding a nice polished look. And rounding off the peripheral choices is the glorious gaming Model O mouse in white. It's not just about aesthetics. This mouse is designed for high performance with its lightweight design and precision, catering well to both gaming and professional use. Now it's time to really step it up and set up my workspace with some great Elgato products, making every part of this desk setup just so much better. First off, the Elgato Facecam is a game-changing for zoom, streaming, or recording, delivering a clear 1080p image at 60 FPS. It's got an f2.4 aperture and a 24mm focal length for that perfect image. And let's be honest, it just looks so good sitting on top of my monitor. Now the Stream Deck Plus has become the heart of all my setups. It's key for controlling lights, managing audio, and making my workflow smoother. I've done a full review of this previously, and those of you who have watched it know how powerful this tool can be. But here, I've tweaked it a bit by switching the black knobs for silver ones to match my white and silver Cooler Master keyboard. But truthfully guys, I can't imagine my desk without one now. It's that essential. For audio, the Elgato Wave 3 mic in white is my go-to for this setup. And if you're unaware, honestly, it's the easiest and best USB mic that you can find, hands down. The audio routing and EQ adjustability through the Elgato Wavelink software, especially when combined with the Stream Deck Plus, makes other setups just seem outdated. And also adding the Wave low profile mic arm, also in white, holds the mic steady and is surprisingly solid compared to the earlier models. But lighting is going to be that one thing that I'm always preaching about, and that's where my two Elgato Keylight Airs come in. They're perfect for making sure I'm well lit for videos, calls, or live streams. So adding these to my setup just makes sense. I've set one on its full base mount, but for the other one, space was tight, so I went with an Elgato master mount to keep my desk neat and flexible. Sliding this gear into my setup really changes the game. It looks insanely better, not to mention functionally, pretty much turning my desk into a mini production studio. With the majority of everything set up, it's time to tackle out the cables and get everything connected. Instead of a lengthy guide, I'm going to speed run through the cable management to keep things brief. So hit me up in the comments if you're up for a more detailed video later on. First step, echoing what I mentioned during the desk setup, is to get a power strip in place. So that's where I'm going to start plugging in the essentials, like computers, lights, monitors, and anything else that needs power. Then I'll move on to neatly routing the cables, hiding them out of sight with the help of cable management clips under the desk. Next up, I'm going to be hooking up all the USB devices to the PC. We're talking about the keyboard, Stream Deck, and Wave mic. But I'm also leaning heavily on zip ties to keep those cables snug and organized. The key here is to make sure that no cables are hanging loose, snagging on the desk, or visible from the front. If anything is peeking out, I'll tweak it until it's just right. So done properly, you'll hardly see any cables, leaving you with a super clean desk setup. Once the desk setup is complete, the real magic happens when you extend your focus to the surrounding space. It's not just about the desk, it's about enhancing the entire area to bring unity, flow, and a sense of dynamic to both your setup and room. To kick things off, I'm integrating Elgato's new white wave panels. Given that we're in the living room, battling echo is key, and these panels help dampen sound while also elevating the room's aesthetic. They feature a clever clip connect frame mount, making the panels easy to attach by simply pressing them onto the frame. And after experimenting with different designs, I secured a frame with double-sided tape and effortlessly slid the panels into place. To address storage needs and visually extend the setup, I added a white IKEA Alex drawer unit to one end. Topping it with a selection of gaming essentials not only utilize the space, but also enhance the setup's overall look. It's simple and fairly cheap, so definitely add it to your setup. Now you've seen that the brown blinds were a mismatch from the start, so I do plan to swap them out for white ones, but for now, replacing with white darkening curtains seems to be the move. And fresh out of the package, a quick ironing was all it took to have them complementing the setup perfectly. However, by removing the ambient light bulbs from the curtain rods left a gap in the lighting, so I replaced them with a modern ambient light from IKEA. I was iffy at first because you never know how it's gonna look until it's set up, but it fits in surprisingly well, adding a unique vibe. And finally, introducing greenery with a houseplant brings a new life to the space. It's a simple touch that not only fills the room, but also adds a natural, lively element. Plus, there's no need to touch grass when I can just touch the plant. So by considering the space around the desk, the setup becomes more than just a place to work or game. It transforms it into a smooth and inviting environment. As we bring the journey of transforming a section of a living room into an optimal workspace to a close, it's clear that what we've created goes beyond just a place to work or play. This setup, with its thoughtful integration of technology and design, stands as a testament to how a space can adapt to our needs, enhancing both productivity and comfort. The journey highlighted the importance of considering the environment around us, making it clear that the true essence of a great setup lies in its ability to blend seamlessly into our lives. This process has been a reminder of the potential within our living spaces to be more than just areas of residence, but places of inspiration and efficiency. So as we conclude, I'm left with a sense of accomplishment and excitement for the possibilities that this new setup opens up. Whether it's for work, gaming, or content creation, the space that we've curated is ready to support anything that we throw at it.